So first of all, how did you enter the world of boxing? Is it through family or?
You know, my dad boxed, my brother boxed, and when I was younger I hated to lose. I couldn't do a team sport because if we lost the game, I would say it was other players and I stopped. So my mom decided to put me in a sport where if I lost it was my own decision, and because of my dad's boxing background and my brothers, they put me in boxing. That's how I got started. Yeah.
Cool, man, you got the right genes.
Yeah, I fell in love with it.
And it's been since the age of 9, I think I read.
8.
You started since 8.
8, yeah.
And you turned pro when you were 19.
19, yeah.
Sure. Must be quite a difference, hey, from.
Yeah, it's a big difference. I loved amateur boxing. I enjoyed it, but pro is just a big difference. I enjoy it more. There's more contact. It's harder. It's more training. So there's more rounds. Fights are longer. I enjoy it much more.
Well, it seems like you're doing pretty well, man. 21 fights.
22 and 1.
22 and
yeah.
1.
So it's going good.
Sure. Congrats, man. And I wanted to know your current or past idols indeed in the sport.
Well, when I was amateurs, I always looked up to guys like Baby Jake and Oscar De La Hoya. They were my favourite fighters. I woke up at 5 o'clock every morning, every Sunday when Oscar fought, when there was boxing, and watch. So yeah, it was Oscar, and I'd say Oscar and Baby Jake.
So, I remember watching an interview with Tyson where he was talking about his inspiration was always like very light fighters. And you're just trying to incorporate, take things from like all these different styles and try and synthesize it.
Yeah.
But it's mostly lighter fighters that.
Yeah, because most heavyweights before Tyson used to jab and move and wait for the guy. But Tyson would come forward like a smaller weight guy and just throw punches from all angles. There was a difference with Tyson from peak to other heavyweights, I think.
Cool, man. And sort of a personal question about your own style. But what is it that you think is your best quality as a fighter?
I don't really know. I think it's my all-roundness. Because when there's a time to come forward in a fight, there's a time to move and counter-punch, and there's a time to stand in the pocket and trade. And I think I can do all three pretty well.
Do you find you're a very different fighter now from when you were in amateurs?
Yes, there's a big difference. When I started even professional boxing, I used to just run out and slug the whole time. And when the fights got harder, it started not working. I couldn't knock the guys out anymore. And then Colin talked to me and he said I need to work on what he said, and we came back and he helped me with everything, and everything turned out a lot better.
You put the changes down?
Yeah, Colin put the changes down. I just did it. I followed him and he showed me what to do and he taught me the right ways. And it worked out well, I think.
After your fight against Gideon, I don't know how to pronounce this guy's surname. Buthelezi. You moved down a weight class, which seems quite an unusual thing to do. Normally guys tend to move up.
Yeah.
I was just wondering whether you would consider moving back up in the future.
I think maybe in the future, after a few years, if I can't make this weight anymore, but I'm still making it easy. I'm making this weight easier than I made the junior light. I don't know why. It's quite funny to whatever. But I was sure probably in the future, after I've won the titles I want to win in the mini fly, I'll move up.
How much is strawweight actually?
105 pounds, 47.63 kilograms.
47.63 kilos. Whoa, that is light. It's very light. This is a question about your fight on the 16th. You're fighting against Renan Trongo, and it's going to be your second defence.
Yes,
that's correct. Of the title. How do you feel like your preparations are going thus far?
No, it's going well so far. We've been training hard, sparring hard, every day in the gym. I think we do 19 sessions a week, Akon.
Yeah, we've been pushing between
9
to 12
hard
a week.
Yeah. So it's been going very well.
9 to 12 sessions a week?
Yeah.
Means you're training like
twice a day, pretty much.
Yeah.
Twice a day. I like 24-hour day where we just do recovery. We don't do anything. So yeah, it's between 9 and 12.
Preparations from a week before the fight to like 3 days before the fight to a day before the fight to like the day of the fight. What are you doing in each of those time
exactly
brackets?
a week from the fight we do our last sparring. It's like a 3-rounder, maybe 4 rounds. Just light touching sparring where we just touch and move, just to see that your eyes still in there and everything, so your speed. And then you start slacking down. 5 days you do maybe a 12 round of bags, lights. 4 days left, 3 days left. You almost do nothing. 2-3 rounds of bags and then a few rounds of sparring. The last 2 days you don't do anything. I don't do anything.
It must drive you insane, man. You just
true. The last week of training, no one even talks to me. My family don't talk to me. My girlfriend doesn't talk to me.
That's because of them, or because you zone out?
I'm zone out, and they know they can't ask me for anything or tell me anything because I go berserk.
Ratty, irritable, so because you're dieting, you're going to make weight. And the last week of training really isn't hard because the hard work's been done. You can't get fitter in a week. So we start doing active recovery 7 days out. So that's pretty much how it goes. Then it's it's media obligations, it's press conferences, it's a pre-fight workout, a pre-fight medical, it's the weigh-in, and then it's showtime.
And so what are you doing to keep yourself occupied? Like, I imagine that's almost the hardest thing, is just to keep your mind distracted.
I play PlayStation, that's my bad and my hobby. Keep myself busy with it. If I don't, I'll go mad. Go berserk.
I noticed as well you're training in a sweatsuit. Are you trying to...
More to break a sweat.
More to break a sweat and stuff. Never really had issues with Hecky's weight, so I don't really like guys training full-time in sweatsuits. I think it's not the right way. But like every now and again, I'm not too phased by it. As long as we're training to win a fight. We're not training to make weight.
Sure.
So there's a big difference.
This might seem like a pretty daft question, but I'm wondering about the question of anxiety before fights. And it seems like something that most fighters, even up to like fighters with 40 fights behind them, they must still get anxious. But I was wondering if there's a point where that stops, and where that point is.
I think when I get the worst is when I stop at the venue. When I just stop there with the car and I get out of the car, then my stomach starts twisting crazy. Then I get to the dressing room, start doing pads, you start relaxing a bit. And then when you start walking out to that ring, that's when it starts the worst, that's when it gets worst. But when you hear that first bell, boom, then you're ready, then all goes away. Only thing you worry about then is to fight.
Are you superstitious, Hecky?
No.
Nothing, no pre-fight rituals?
Not that I can think of.
I
always pray before I fight. Before the fight, my dad is coming and pray, and that's about it.
I read this quote by Rodney Berman the other day, where he was talking about boxing for him being purely business. Like, he does not consider it a sport at all. And I realise he's coming at this from a completely different space. But I was just wondering, for you, since turning pro, do you consider it still primarily a sport? Or is it kind of crossing the divide and becoming a bit of a business?
You have to make it a business. Because if it wasn't a business, I wouldn't be training now. I would be sitting at home. I could rather be going out and rather going jogging than staying here and training. I mean, you have to think of it as a business point, because you can't work and do this. It's quite hard. And this is the only job I do. This is boxing, the only thing I do. So I have to consider it a business. Sure. A business that I enjoy, that is to be said.
And the very last question. For aspiring boxers in this country, do you have any advice at all?
Train hard, put everything in, put your mind, your soul, your body, everything you have into it. If you don't, you're not going to end up where you want to be. That's just how it is.